Dear students, welcome to Doctor's Academy. In the previous video, we have discussed the various items that to be considered for considering into the other sources of income. Among that, the first one, dividend. Through this video, let us try to discuss in detail the meaning and the definition of the term dividend, its conditions, and the tax liability. According to section 222, a dividend may be any sum received by a shareholder of a company on the distribution of its profit, whether it is taxable income or tax-free income. It is not significant that whether the dividend received in cash or in kind. It is immaterial. Whatever form it is received, it needs to be accounted for tax purpose. Dividend may be any distribution which entails the release of all or any of the assets of the company. Any distribution of debentures or deposit certificates or bonus shares to preference shareholders. Dividend may be any distribution on its liquidation. It may be any distribution on a reduction of its capital. It may be any payment by a closely held company by way of advance or loan to a shareholder. For the dividend may be any form of distribution of the undistributed profit at the time of liquidation or at the time of reduction of capital, etc. But under the definition of dividend, the following items are not included. One is a distribution made on the liquidation of a company or on reduction of its capital in respect of preference shares issued for full cash consideration, as the holder of these shares is not entitled in the event of liquidation to participate in the surplus asset. Any distribution made on liquidation of a company or on reduction of its capital in so far as such distribution is attributable to the capitalized profits of the company representing bonus shares allotted to its equity shareholders during the financial year 1964-65. Any advance or loan given to a shareholder by a company in the ordinary course of its business, where the lending of money is a substantial part of the business of the company. Any dividend paid by a company which is set off by the company against the whole or any part of any sum previously paid by it as advance or loan referred to the closely held company. Where a company transfers its asset to another company in a scheme of amalgamation, such a transfer is not regarded as distribution by the company of its accumulated profits to its shareholders, even though its accumulated profits are embedded in the assets so transferred, is not included under the title dividends. The payment made by a company on purchase of its own shares from a shareholder in accordance with the provisions of section 68 of the Companies Act 2013. And the last item is any distribution of shares pursuant to a demerger by the resulting company to the shareholders of the demerged company, whether or not there is a reduction in the capital of the demerged company. So these types of items are not to be considered as dividends. Meaning of accumulated profits. The expression of accumulated profit includes all profit of the company up to the date of distribution except capital gain arising before 1st April 1946 or after 31st March 1948 and before 1st April 1956. Accumulated profit include all profit of the company up to the date of distribution or up to the date of liquidation. However, where the liquidation is consequent on the compulsory acquisition of an undertaking by the government or government company, accumulated profits do not include any profit of the company prior to 3 successive years immediately preceding the previous year in which the liquidation taken place. Accumulated profits or loss of amalgamating company, whether capitalized or not, on the date of amalgamation shall be included in the accumulated profits of amalgamated company. Some other terms relating to dividend. First term is normal dividend. Any dividend declared by a company at its annual general meeting shall be deemed to be the income of the previous year in which it is so declared. This is called normal dividend. A deemed dividend under section 222 is deemed to be the income of the previous year in which it is so distributed or paid. Next is interim dividend. An interim dividend is one which is declared by the company at any time prior to its annual general meeting for the year. Any interim dividend shall be deemed to be the income of the previous year in which the amount of such dividend is unconditionally made available by the company to the members who is entitled to it. It means that the date of declaration of such dividend is immaterial so long as the amount is not released for disbursement. Place of accrual. Under section 9 subsection 1 clause 4, dividend paid by an Indian company outside India shall be deemed to accrue or arise in India. Therefore, the place of accrual is important as regards the case of dividend. Dividend paid by a foreign company outside India is not deemed to accrue or arise in India. In the case of dividend received by an Indian shareholder from a foreign company which has deducted tax at source but has not paid the deducted amount of tax to the government of India, the amount deducted as tax at source shall not be included in the dividend income of the Indian shareholder. However, where assessee is entitled to get a double taxation relief under section 91, the gross dividend shall be included in his income. If dividend declared in lump sum, if the dividend for several years is declared in some later year and paid in lump sum in that later year, the dividend shall be deemed to be the income of the previous year in which they are declared. Taxation of dividends. We have discussed dividend received from domestic company is considered to be an exempted income according to section 10. But now let us discuss section 115 BBDA and section 115O. Section 115O deals with dividend distribution tax. Dividend distribution tax is taxable at source and is deducted at the time of the company distributing dividends, owing to the law according to which dividend distribution tax to be levied at the hands of the company and not at the hands of the receiving shareholder. But considering section 115 BBDA, it deals with the dividend received from an Indian company. Dividend received from an Indian company was exempted until 31st March 2020, that is financial year 2019-2020. That was because the company declaring such dividend already paid the dividend distribution tax according to section 115O before making its payment. However, the Finance Act 2020 changed the method of dividend taxation. Henceforth, all dividend received on or after 1st April 2020 is taxable in the hands of the investor or shareholder. The dividend distribution tax liability on companies and mutual funds stands withdrawn. Similarly, the tax of 10% on dividend receipts of resident individuals, Hindu undivided family, and firms in excess of 10 lakhs also stands withdrawn. The Finance Act 2020 also imposes a TDS on dividend distribution by companies and mutual funds on or after 1st April 2020. The normal rate of TDS is 10% on dividend income paid in excess of 5,000 rupees from a company or mutual fund. However, as a COVID-19 relief measure, the government reduced the TDS rate to 7.5% for distribution from 14 May 2020 until 31st March 2021. Dividend from a cooperative society. The amount received as dividends from the cooperative society shall be included in the income. However, the society is not empowered to deduct tax at source. Hence, the question of grossing up of dividend does not arise if it is received from a cooperative society. Dividend from a foreign company. The dividend received from a foreign company is to be included net in the income. However, where assessee claims double taxation relief, the gross amount shall be included in his income. Hope the definition and the taxability of dividend is clear for you. We will discuss the remaining portions, theory as well as the problem in the upcoming video pertaining to the income from other sources. Hope this video is going to be useful for you. If it is, kindly share it with your friends and others in your contact. If you have any comment or suggestions, please leave it in the comment box. Thank you very much for watching Doctor's Academy for Taxation and Accounting.